Greetings, everybody. Welcome to another spiritual awakening with Oladele and
Kehinde Dosunmu. How are you guys doing?
good day with you. Okay, today's topic, guys. As we do, we kind of reflect on society and see where we are and see how our society is being shaped up. So, as always, me and my wife, because we always talk, and the topic that came to mind is basically why is society greed driven? Why is our society greed driven? At some point in time, there never used to be greed. We lived a sustainable life where everybody lived off the land and we were okay. They lacked nothing. We lacked nothing. And all of a sudden, the lack economy was introduced. And the lack economy is what we call capitalism. Because capitalism had to survive based on lack. Creating a problem to find a solution, basically creating gadgets or products that people have to aspire to. So it basically teaches people that, it basically indoctrinates people to think that we need these things to be able to exist and be relevant in a capitalist society. You cannot dismiss the fact that there's been improvements in a way of life. There's things that have helped us, but don't forget, whatever we gain in terms of convenience, there's always a consequence.
There's a price to
There's a price to pay for every civilization we get.
Mm-hmm.
So the focus today, like I said, is why is there greed? I think to start with, true capitalism, it's brought materialism.
Oh yeah.
And what's the other word I put there? Competition.
Yeah.
That's the word. It's brought materialism and competition. And in order for us to be relevant in this system, the fact that we have competition bred into a system basically makes us compete against one another, which in the past never used to be, because we lived with nature, we were okay, and we nurtured nature, that there was no competition. If you didn't have people who would look after you, they will basically give you. But now that we've got competition built into the system, we've got materialism built into the system. The systems makes you think that for you to be relevant, you have to acquire all these material things. This is basically the angle I'm coming in with. Kehinde's got our own thoughts, and then we're going to share thoughts. But yeah, this is what I'm looking at. So consequently, a society has become greed-driven, that will do anything to stay relevant in the capitalist system that's basically destroying everything. It's basically a survival of the system. That's what I see. Anyway, Kehinde.
Yeah. Hi guys. I just want to come maybe the angle of when we were kids. I remember when we go to school. You have let's say 20 people in the class, and they will say, okay, I'm coming from the angle of competition. Then you say, okay, yeah, one is you have your result, and the first one will say, oh yeah, I'm first, the second one, the third one. And maybe when you get home and you maybe show your result to your parents, and they said, okay, oh, you came fourth, or you came fifth, or maybe I don't know how, maybe what number you were in. But
if you're not first,
if you're not first, second, or third,
yeah, you're in trouble.
You are in big soup.
Yeah.
Then they will say to you, the people that are first, the person that's first has no two heads. Why are you not first? So how come you became second, or you became third, or but why can't you be first? So I think that is where we already been conditioned to compete with one another, even as a child. And sometimes you don't even understand, but you're thinking that, okay, I did my best. Actually, even as a child, what do you even know whether you do your best or not? Maybe they gave you what you need to do, and you write your own answer. That's it. You don't even think about it. So it's from then on you start noticing that there's always competition, that you have to compete with someone. You have to be the first. Even when you run a race, you have to be the first. Someone has to be the first. So you're telling your kids that that means if you're not the first, if you're the second, the third, or the last, or whatever, that means you're no good. Everybody has to be first. So I noticed that is where competition comes from, because it's been it's as if sometimes our parents don't even think about the things because of the societal norm. That is how we were brought up, that someone has to be the first. That if you're not competing, that means you're not aspiring, because you have to compete with someone else to be able to know how good you are. Or they will say, it's okay, you can compete with yourself. If you compete with yourself, that means you're doing well. Or if you compete with others, that means you're doing better. Because if you don't compete with others, they will say, how would you know that you're pushing yourself? Because you have to push yourself in a way that, you have to be the first. So I think that is where maybe the competition or the greed comes from. I don't know which angle you want to come out, when it comes to the greed, because you're coming out from the way from capitalism or lack.
I think the competition angle is basically a key one, because, like I said, we never competed against one another. We had a few competitions here and there, but it's not basically in your face kind of competition where you aspire to be particular things based on a particular society. But as Western civilization gained foothold in Africa, that competition became something that people aimed for, people trying to aspire to. And that's basically where I would say, and you may disagree with me, this is basically where I say greed came in. That's where materialism, and for me, when you talk about materialism means greed for me.
Yes.
It's basically you trying to aspire to have all these things, even though some people realistically cannot have it. But then your life aspiration is basically for you to work so hard
to
get these material things. Because you
Yes.
think if you don't have it, you're nobody. You haven't got a status.
Yes.
And when this drives you, it's greed. Because in a world we live in today, all we need is to live in a house and eat food, and have shelter and move around. That's all you need. Everything else is basically extra.
Everything else is an illusion.
Everything else is an extra.
It's not real.
If you're aiming to aspire these things, and what you're doing is basically trying to compete against other people. You're not competing against yourself, because you as yourself don't really need much. And when you're trying to compete against other people to show that you can achieve and do more,
you're better than them.
You're better than particular people. For me, I see it as greed, which is basically tied into being ostentatious and showing off, which is what we're doing in our world today. And this is what Western civilization has given us. Like my wife was saying to me before we came on, diamond, nobody thought of diamond as nothing. All of a sudden, they found the need for it. They glorified it. They packaged it. And before you know it,
put value on it.
Before you know it, they put the value on it. And then it became what it is today.
Yes.
And this is basically how society is built, in terms of basically the greed behind it. Consequently, the detriment is that people suffer.
Oh yes.
Because you look at, sorry, Kenny, you look in Congo today. Look at our phones, the phones that we use. Every single year they bring a new model out. Gone are the times where we used to use phones like 10 years and it would never break. And you never used to worry about getting another one, because it's just a phone. But now they're telling you that the phone you have, for you to be the smartest kid in town, or to be the cool kid, or be whatever, you have to have the iPhone, this and that. I hear it all the time when people are aspiring to have the latest iPhone, like an aspiration.
That's it, yeah.
So once you get that iPhone, so what next after that? So you're competing against yourself, against people around you.
Social comparison.
You're comparing.
Yeah. That's so true, actually.
Of course it is.
Because, like you said, if a child comes home and see maybe one of you go to school and you find maybe one of your friends have a particular phone, of course you're gonna come home and say, Mom, Dad, my friend has so phone, so you want to have it as well, because that is comparison. Or maybe, and you end up maybe making it, I don't know, big deal.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, I can't afford this phone. The child will say, Mommy, can you get me this phone? Before you know it, even the child might end up even stealing if the parents cannot actually afford the phone, the child might end up stealing.
Even if the child doesn't steal, the parents would probably be able to go above and beyond
to get that child
getting a phone that they can't afford.
But what if they can't afford it?
That's but some parents do as well go beyond to get the phone for the kids, so that the kids don't feel ashamed
of. Yeah. But I'm just talking at the angle of where even when the parents can't even afford the phone, the child will end up stealing. And these are the social societal norm that we have, that people see things and you want to have that. You don't even know how that person actually maybe get whatever they get. I don't know, maybe whichever way, in a common way, I don't even care. But this is what we see. So people always want to aspire to have someone else's, okay, this one have a big car, this one have a big house. So everybody is stressing to have the same, the same thing. And then we're competing with one another.
Yep.
So that is where the lack of empathy is, because there you become someone that is so greed driven. Yep. You don't care whether you step on someone's toes.
Yeah. You know what, Kenneth, let me bring this in. So in order for you to fit into this system, look at the industrial revolution and the industrial complex, the world complex, see what they've done. In order for them to get all these things, let's just start from the West, basically. In order for them to get what they have, what did they do? What did they do to us? They lacked. We had abundance in Africa. In Europe, they lacked. They didn't have what we had. So they came scavenging into Africa. What did they do? They found stuff. Instead of them asking us nicely to give them what they don't have and negotiate and let's do a deal.
Trade by that.
A trade or whatever. What did they do? They had to kill, steal, and destroy to take what they needed.
What's not theirs.
What's not theirs. So we have a system that was built on exploitation, stealing, and killing. This is Western civilization. This is capitalism. Until today, the corporations of the world today control all those resources in Africa today. They haven't gone away. But that's become a norm. So when you build a system that's based on moral corruption, what do you expect? So then everybody seems to fit into that system of corruption. But to you don't think there's nothing wrong with it. Because you have a business and all you're looking for is a maximum profit.
Yes.
Maximum profit. You don't care what you're doing impacts. It's a fellow human being like you, but you don't even see them as that. You just, that's it. You don't see them as human beings.
Yes.
Or you see them as a product, people are going to consume your products.
Yes.
The empathy,
it's not there.
The relationship as a humanity is not there no more.
No, it's because you want to get it at all costs.
Yeah, you basically want to maximize profit.
Yeah. So what you do then is, like you said, moral doesn't even play.
It doesn't matter.
Moral doesn't play. People, you look at people, then you look
as
at
commodity.
Them as commodity. Yeah. That's someone that you have to step on so before I can get it, and they will call that business.
Yeah, that's what we call business. It's fine. It's good business.
No, it's good business.
And for people to go negotiate and they get the best deal.
Yeah,
it's business. Because basically it's about the maximum profit you can get from that deal.
We'll call them good sales.
But once you do that, who does it impact the most? It impacts that's more than 90%.
Yeah.
I was reading into that before we came on there, and I did a search, and it says 1% of the global wealth, half of the global wealth is concentrated in the hands of 1%.
Imagine.
Half of the global's wealth is concentrated in the hands of 1%. Make that make sense?
No, doesn't make sense.
And this is basically what greed is doing to us as a society. Now, collectively, all of us accept this as a normal thing.
Because we built it, it's something that we grow up with. And nobody actually think anything of it.
No.
Because even our parents, we will tell you when you grow up, you have to be the best this, be the best that, everything the best, the first, they have to. So it's as if it's ingrained, it's actually built in us, like we said, okay, a child is born. It's as if you're vulnerable to the society because you're not even allowed to be yourself, to be who you are. So the society as a whole is dictating what you need to be, how you need to think. Even the morals, what you need to have. Maybe you have your own morals built in you, but you're going by the societal moral, because that's the way, that's how everybody does things. That's how everybody tries. You have to be this, you have to be that. So when you then say that, okay, greed is something that we don't even take as something bad, because it becomes normal. And it's true, it becomes normal. All we're talking about is normal to it. People will be looking at it and say, why are you talking about capitalism? It's absolutely fine. Yeah. Without capitalism, how do we get the money? How do we trade by, how do we have this commodity? How do we have all these trinkles?
There used to be a time that we found ways to basically trade with each other.
Yes.
Trade by barter, probably through cowries and stuff like that. We traded. Obviously, we need an exchange to get what we need. Yes. Absolutely, because other people might have what you don't have. You have an exchange.
Yes.
But that's all you need, an exchange. But for you to now commodify natural things to make money at the detriment of the people, that is a problem. Because nature, as we say, we came into it free. The water, the land, everything, our Creator gave it to us for free.
And that is why, I told you, remember I was saying to you, I said, the Bible that's, because I'm not a Christian anymore, but the Bible that says money is the root of all evil. That is why I told you that. Think about it. If the way we were doing things in those days is trade by barter, there wasn't any money exchange. But the moment they introduce money, greed comes into it. That people will look and say, okay, this is the paper. I'll give you so amount, then you give me your land. So I think that is the issue. I always believe that money is the root of it. If you're going to trade something for something, I don't think we wouldn't be talking. Greed, capitalism, all these lack economy won't come into being. But the moment someone introduced money, this money thing that they created, I don't know what paper isn't paper, or coin or whatever, human created those things. So the moment you start using money to get, okay, I give you land, you give me money. I give you a house, you give me money. That is where the problem is. Because you can't trade how do you trade a house with? What do you want to trade a house with? So it's easy to trade a house with money. That's what people do. So these are the issues. Money is still the root. I believe money is the root of all evil. Because those people that don't have money, they aspire to have it. Yeah. And even the ones that have it, they want more. In Yoruba saying, people just want more. The billionaires want more. They still want more. Yeah. So where do we stop? Where did they end?
And this is the things I talk about when people listen to me. This is basically where we're in a survival mode. Because now we're caught in the system that we try so hard to fit into. But in you trying to fit into the system, not everybody, like the statistics I just quoted.
Yes.
Yeah? 1% of the people controls half the wealth of the world.
Imagine 1%.
1%.
That's evil.
Yes, that's pure evil.
That's evil. No,
and then you're looking at the majority. Majority of people, I say about 95% of people are struggling survivally. They're trying to survive. Yeah. A system that makes 95% trying to survive, it's not a system.
No, it's horrible. It's evil.
It's beholden. So basically the system controls you. And without the system, you cannot survive.
Yeah.
That's not a system. To me, that's greed. Because like I said, in the olden times, I always like to use the olden times, even in the times of my grandparents, not long ago.
Well, like 100 years ago.
Yeah, even less than that, because I still met my granddad in his village and his farm. There was still subsistence farming where people didn't lack.
They have lands. They had
land to grow the food. They basically had everything they needed.
Yes.
That was not long time. That wasn't a long time ago. But what's changed, most especially in Africa, because we're focused in Africa, capitalism, the lack economy came into our land.
And capitalism or money, whatever you call it, create landlord. Everybody in those days have a house land to live in.
Yeah.
Nobody's paying for rent.
Yeah.
Nobody's paying rent.
And basically what you're trying to say, Kehinde, is they commodified everything.
Everything.
So that means you have to pay for things that used to be free.
Why?
And the moment you commodify stuff, it becomes an issue.
Yes.
Now we have laws that guide people to have a particular land.
Yes.
Whereas in those days we never, because we just knew, the community knew that people had to be allocated land.
Which is free.
Even till today, my family still owns land. Ancestral land, we still own it.
Nobody should be selling land because it's not.
But in order for capitalism and greed to thrive, they had to put all these laws in place.
Yes. You have to buy land. You have to pay rent. I mean, in those days, like you said, everybody have their own little what, I don't know what size, little house, little hut.
My question is, for those people who are striving, who can never make it, can never make it in this system, because not everybody can make it in this system.
No.
People don't think about that. People work so hard to be relevant in this system, but not everybody could make a system. So what kind of system have we got?
And it's a vicious cycle.
Can you answer?
You just said it.
Yeah.
That people work to fit into the system. If what you're doing is working to get a house, you're working so hard, you're handing money to get a house. It's like a vicious circle. You're working to get a car. You're working to you just have to work to get all these things that we said becomes a commodity. That's not life. If you actually all the time you're stressed to get things, to get material things, what's the point in that?
I think, I agree. It's not a life.
It's a vicious circle.
And you see, in Lagos, Nigeria today, you see people leaving home about 3-4 o'clock in the morning, trying to get to work.
Yeah.
And then they do all that work. The salary is probably about 70,000 to 100,000 a month.
Yeah.
Okay, a bag of rice in Nigeria is about 85,000 a month. Yeah, you got your child's school fees to pay. When I used to go to school in Nigeria, okay, public schools were good. Now the public schools have been abandoned. Now it has to be private.
Yes.
So you have extra burdens on people's lives.
Yeah.
And people are striving now they're trying to get the kids into the best schools that even they can't afford. Because the neighbor's son's going there, you want your son to go here.
I just want my son to.
So can you imagine the psyche behind what we're doing and how we're trying to fit into the system and how it's become detrimental to all of us?
And that is why we said there is increase in crime.
Yeah.
Because if you can't get it, what do? You said, I'll get it by force. I mean, by force would be okay, either, like we said, either actually true robbery, true crime.
Yeah, there's a lot of kidnapping happening in Nigeria right now.
Whichever way you want to, at all costs, you just have to get it.
Yeah.
So that's why there's increase in crime, increase in killing, increase in kidnapping, increase in whichever way.
Anyway, finally, just to round this one up, we might come back to this topic actually because it's quite broad.
It's quite a big topic.
For us to manifest and be whom our Creator wants us to be, I think the spiritual consciousness, spiritual awakening is actually needed. Because if you see the system for what it is, subconsciously and spiritually, you know that it's not worth the effort. Even though you need to survive in the system, but you find a way to circumnavigate the system to fit into what your Creator wants you to do or be. You find a way around it. Kehinde, final word from you.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, of course, because we're already in the system.
Yeah, we are here.
So we can't avoid the system. But like you said, there has to be a way. But as a spiritual awakening person, when you start noticing things, you question things, I think that will help you to then see there's another way to survive.
Yeah.
Of course, you still have to have some of the the little things that we have to go into. So, but you have a way then to survive that. I cannot. You still can do without. So as a spiritual awakening person, look inward and then you will find your answer.
Basically, in a nutshell, just listen
to your inner self.
Listen. Once you listen, answers will come towards you. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll see you soon.
Take care and God bless.